Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, The Evolution of Tea. My name is Tanisha, but my friends call me T. If you are new here, welcome, and if you are joining me again, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm going to go ahead and pop in my video from last week so you could go ahead and take a look at that video before you get into this video. That will really help you out. All right, for those of you who are joining me again, let's get into our week 2 progress. All right, we're going to talk about week 2. We're going to reflect on week 2, do a weigh-in, and set new goals and intentions for the upcoming week. All right, let's get into today's video. Weight loss journey, weigh-in, reflection, and new goals. All right, current weight. This morning I weighed in. Today is April 18th, Friday, April 18th, and I weighed in at 200 pounds. Now, that was a little discouraging because last week when I weighed in, I was 197, and I feel like I've been doing an amazing job. But the only thing that I feel like I could contribute to that 3 extra pounds is 3 extra pounds with the S, because it's multiple. The only thing that I can reflect to those 3 extra pounds is me being on my cycle. So I'm on my cycle this week and I'm maybe retaining water. And that could be a reason why I weigh more this week than I did last week. So I really, the scale, I'm going to weigh in, and I'll weigh in and keep weighing in as long as I can. And I may switch it up to measuring myself because the scale is so unreliable and doesn't really tell a true story of where you are with your progress. I feel like I've been doing really well with things, and I'll go into my reflection on my last week. So I really don't think those 3 pounds were due to me not being on track. So I'll just say that. So we'll continue to weigh in, but eventually I might switch it to measurements, or just like showing you guys, you know, what I look like, just how I look and how I feel, which I think is more important than stepping on the scale. Reflections. I feel like this week I did really well with my water intake. So as you remember, my goal was to drink at least 80 ounces of water. Again, I have a large 40-ounce Stanley cup, and my goal is to drink between 80 and 120 ounces of water. This week I drank consistently 2 containers of my 40-ounce Stanley cup. I filled them up twice and drank it all. So I did really well with my water intake. I went to the gym 3 days this week and walked outside a couple times this week. So with my gym workouts, I was able to do full body workout, yoga, and I'll be back to the gym again for maybe another class or some more weights. So I think I've done really great with my workouts. I've also gotten in some wellness walks. So I think my exercise is something that I'm really proud of. Is one of my roses for this week. Something that I'm really proud of this week is my exercise and my water intake. I've also done pretty well with my food intake. So again, I have a subscription service, a grocery subscription service. So they deliver my meals. So the portion sizes are pretty good. And I've been sticking with those. And I haven't been snacking as much. I'm not gonna say I haven't snacked at all. Again, I'm on my cycle this week, but I did try to not just snack. I would get whatever it is I wanted to snack on, you know, get a small portion of it, and then I was done. I wasn't like with the bag and just eating. So that was good for me this week. All right, a few of my thorns, of course, the scale, because I'm like, what? Getting on a scale and weighing 200 pounds, I don't get it. I feel like I didn't get outside as much as I would have liked to for my wellness walks. So I would have wanted to go for more walks outside. I think I did 2. I went 1 walking around a track for about 2 miles one day. Then I walked with a friend around a little pond, but that was like after our yoga class, so we really didn't walk extensively. Tomorrow I'm gonna try to get out and go to the beach, so maybe I'll get some more walking time in, but I would have liked to get more wellness walks in this week, so that is one of my thorns. My goals for next week would be to try to move up to 120 ounces of water. So instead of my 2 Stanley cups, I like to drink 3 Stanley cups of water, so I'm going to try to do that this week and increase my water intake. I also again want to go out for more wellness walks, so I want to get out more, go out on more wellness walks. That is something else I want to incorporate as a new goal for this week. And then my next goal for this week, I was talking to a friend and she was like, have you ever fasted? And I have not intermittent fasted. She asked me if I had ever intermittent fasted, and I have done intermittent fasting, but not like for long term, or you know, it just hasn't been a long time that I did it for a long duration of time. So I am going to try to incorporate that into my routine this week. I'm not, and I think I could do it. I actually kind of started it today. I'm not really a breakfast person, so like eating breakfast is not really that important to me because I don't really like breakfast and I don't really like need it. So I think I could go, you know, and start eating at noon, and eat noon to 8 o'clock. So I'm gonna try that next week, and I will check in with you guys to let you know how it did with the intermittent fasting. So I'll start eating at noon and try to stop eating at 8 p.m. That is it for today's video. I thank you all so much for watching. Go ahead and drop one of your roses, aka one of your wins, in the comments and let me know how you're doing. I am so happy that you are joining me on this weight loss journey. I can't wait to see your progress. I've seen a few of you drop comments in my last video and I'm loving it, so continue to share and let me know how you're doing. All right, thank you so much for watching today's video. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification button so you do not miss a video. Again, be sure to leave your comment below on what you feel like you have done well this week, your roles, your aka win. Leave a comment below. You guys have been doing amazing with leaving comments, and I thank you so much for that. And that is it for today's video, and I will see you next week for next week's video. Thank you again for watching.